Alright, are we streaming? Let's see what this... We're live! Yay! Where the hell is the link to my stream? Hold on. I have to post that. Stop. I don't know what the hell that was, but it was something. Let's not have the audio do that thing. And let's post this in... Where the hell is this? Alright. Forgive me, I'm not the fastest typer when it comes to anything. Boom, there we go. Okay, so we are on. Hey. Wait, I just need to mute this so it doesn't show up, and then I can see everything. Audio looks fine. Let's boot the game up and see what it takes to get this thing actually moving. Whoop. Alright, hold on. What are you doing? Give me a second. You're being weird. Display capture. There we go. There we go. Okay. Here we are. We're going to want English subtitles. I just prefer subtitles. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Should I say yes? I have. Yes. Please adjust the slider. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. It is 6. You can't wait. It is currently 6:55. Okay, accessibility from the main menu. Give me a second. I need to do a thing. Whoops. Back to my desktop. I need to post something. There we go. Alright. I need to clean up my desktop or change the settings over here. Let me, real quick. Game capture. Any full-size application. Let's see if that's working. Does it? Nope. I'm gonna have to mess up with some stuff. So, back to display capture it is. Alright. Actually playing the game. I swear to Christ, if you just resized everything on me. You son of a bitch. Where are we? Where are we? I have to watch this now. I have to watch my own stream to make sure that it's not sized incorrectly. Alright, here it comes. Ah, motherfucker, why do you do this? Alright. Why would you do this? Alright. There. There. Working now? Okay. Fine. It's fine. Anyways, the Stanley Parable, Ultra Deluxe. I did play this before. I still have one hand walking. Left and right. Okay. No, we don't need anything too big. This is, again, a pretty simple game. I played this before. There's videos up on my stream on YouTube somewhere. We'll ignore that for now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm changing something real quick. Blah. There we go.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
Yeah,
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You know. A activates, don't need anything else. There we go, that's the duck button. I hate Mondays. I might have come in on a day off, but as long as the clock's ticking, you know, and I'm getting paid, I don't care too much.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Possibly. Yeah, everybody's got that same thing.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, I have to check controls. Yeah, that's not. Really? Pause, interact, or every button interacts. Why not? Simplify it. Okay, hold on. Where's the camera sensitivity? That's still... I have to mess with this. I'm sorry. Alright, well, it's going all the way up. Okay. Playing this like a shooter when I can't actually shoot anything. Wasting power. Huh. Door to the back rooms. Ceramic access. I mean, that's got to be one of the worst offices. You have to go into the back hallways to get to your office, and then you still got a window from the main office. Jeez. There's something on there. I don't know. Yep. Looks like things.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, there was a hallway on the other side of that, and now it's just blank whiteness. Nah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
See if there's anybody in the employee lounge, you know. 4B9? Things weird. Look at Mr. Fancy with his painting.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
We got coffee nut. Yep. It's nice.
Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I mean, There's not even anybody in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump. Misuse, $1,000. Jumping, $5,000. Will cause death. I mean, we don't want that.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I would totally
I'm not
want to
your
ride
enemy,
this
really, I'm not.
cargo
I
elevator.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, there's danger everywhere. Don't let me get into the danger. What the hell is even this? Is this a pole?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fine.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
No, I'm gonna run. Well, they both lead to the same place, don't they? Well, into the black abyss. Whoa.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Good for you, I guess. I would really like to maybe drop some acid while watching this. Yeah, these are some nice effects.
No, wait. Where are you going?
No, I'm good.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well,
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I mean, you're not really giving me an option except to stand still forever. So
No!
that wasn't enough.
Thank God. You lived.
I don't have legs anymore.
You had me
And
worried
didn't
there
in the
for a
first
moment.
place.
Now, can we please get back to the other room?
No.
No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Oh.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Nope. I'm bad at following
My God.
directions.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
You didn't make this
That you'll
game.
throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
No, just
You
to
were
hurt
literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
I'll live
Am
forever.
I reading the situation correctly?
You will just reset. 360! Yeah!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
My legs are so broken.
I just
dude.
wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I can't jump no matter how many times I press the button. But I did get my first achievement. Is the frames per second counter coming up in the stream? I don't think so. Goodbye, cruel world.
Is it
Yep.
over?
There it goes.
It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm going back.
Yep. The end is never the end is never the end is never the end. Hmm. There's a way to get yourself stuck.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want.
Yeah,
like right now. You could have done it just then.
Nah.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Nah.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
Oh, thank you.
But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
It's actually very nice. Yeah, the game just kind of sits here, I think, for a while. We'll let a few more bars happen. And, no. Okay, fine, you win. Get the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Right, well,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
we'll go do this the legit way. Fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I pull up inside you. Using coworkers for not supporting you. Using slides. Slick blue graphic and pressing F on all the text. This is your calm and productive work environment. Yep.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Extreme bathrooms, Time magazine, got the newest edition. Yeah. Yep. secretary. The beige pages. Jeez. Business strategy. Hold on, what's the... Is it F9 to take a picture, or is it F11? Nope. Hold on. Right. There we go. I don't want to do it. I said I was going to do it legit. The most expensive boss. Alright, we'll do some other things.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What could it mean?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yes, it would.
Whoops, nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Is it actually bringing me back? Can I leave?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I'm starting to see where I get my sense of humor from.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Well, I couldn't
Ladies and
leave.
gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Look, you just don't understand the genius that is me.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I mean, really. Okay. Doing this legit.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
It said
Did he have
mind
the
control.
strength to find out?
I think we can kind of figure it out. I don't know what I'm clicking on, I'm just clicking. Yeah, turn on the cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427, right? Yeah, it looks like our office. Oh. Yeah, that one's broke. That one's gonna be a bitch to replace. I know, just the one thing broke. I do like how they clearly like put as many as they could and then realized, oh, it doesn't end on like a whole number. Just throw in a couple randomly.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yeah,
for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't want to touch that one yet. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. So everybody else was mind controlled, except for me, and that's why I still came to work, because I'm just that much of a bitch. Well, it wants me to tell. That was a bit louder than I expected.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I mean, why would it just end up like right here, out in the middle of nowhere?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
There we go. The Stanley Parable. The end is never, 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 the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, this game gets kind of more, Oh. Well, hello. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. I want to try something.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Got it.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
That is a truck. That is just a truck parked in here. You sure? Down? Further down? What?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh,
We
no.
just
I didn't see anything.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Well, if you... okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Jesus. I like that for some reason. Just the desk light looking at the pencil sharpener. I'm not seeing any awaiting inputs. Okay, so new content isn't open. We're still in the path.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I don't
Did you
know.
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's find the story. Is it back here? I don't think it's back here. Where am I? Hold on. Oh. Uh-oh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whoop, 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 yeah! Alright, I won't. I'm sorry.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. We're, Yep. Well, it's like not much changed, I think.
Aha!
Oh.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I'm walking in circles
No,
again.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. No. No, I don't
Now
think
this
is working.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Not particularly.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yeah!
Congratulations!
Yes!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
Hell yeah.
good job. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
That didn't
We
feel-
both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Yeah, you just
Some
gave it to
people
me.
win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I mean, you're
Okay?
implying a few things.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, there we go again. Ah!
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I love the trademark at the end of it. Here we go! Adventure time. Yes! That's not usually the right way, but okay. Wait, hold on. Solitaire? Really? Try some free cell, motherfucker? Or spider solitaire? Come on. Yeah, we're in 4B now.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd
Yeah.
like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Oh, we're
You
counting
know what?
down.
I
wonder
think
what's
what
in
we
Office
need
One.
right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? Wait a minute, what? You're seeing this, right? Jeez! 432. Yeah.
Cut the music.
Yeah, that
Go
was getting
back
loud.
and look at that fern.
The fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important
Yes.
later in the story.
Yes.
Make sure you study it closely
Yes.
and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Got it. Got it. Got every part of it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Alright. 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 I think I'm good. Wait. Oh, shit. Okay. I missed that. I got it now. Hold on. Look away. Imagine it. Think about it. Boom. Perfect. Alright. We're good. Line's,
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ah. Okay. You're 430.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
437. We had a lot of stuff on.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
It has to
Go
have ninjas.
wild. Use your imagination.
Ninjas.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
All right, listen to me. Ninjas.
Oh,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I like how the trademark is on everything that actually refers to the line. That's great. Okay, yeah. Jeez, dude. Okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Yes.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I
Yes.
believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Makes perfect sense to me. What the fuck?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
Nice. Find a bookstore.
determined?
Important. Yes.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Oh, and both.
Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I mean, we tried to
So-
play God,
Okay.
I think.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
Sure.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
I
Though they're
think-
always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
I mean,
Eventually.
isn't the destination
Well, in the
death?
meantime, if you...
That was loud.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Alright, we're back at the beginning. New content time.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Let's find out. Yeah, here we go. Woo.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is it? There's not even a button.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Which way do you think?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's go. Content.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god. Oh, but I can't jump out of the circle? Oh man. People complained there wasn't enough jumping in the game. Alright, let's see what happens when I run out of jumps. Two, one, let's do it! No, no. No more jumps. No more ups.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, another elevator?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
True.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It's what they're doing. They're like playing with your expectations, you know? So, thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Wasn't just you, man.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Let's do it. What? Well. Hold on. I had to take a screenshot. Narrator?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Hold on a sec. I just wanna... okay. Okay, what's in the vent? Whoop.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Whoa.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh my god. Whoa, you really want to know?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
That's cool,
experiences
but also slightly
like the
depressing.
launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ah, man.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh my god. The old Steam page. I kind of love this. This was BAFTA. They just... The Last of Us. They just taped over Stanley Parable. That's great. Yeah. That's what... God, I wonder if there actually was a physical release like this, because that would have been perfect. I would love if they had like a real life museum or something, Stanley Parable thing, interactive like escape room. That'd be fucking great. Ah, the first sale. Trip down memory lane. Disc. Smile because it happened. Sitting at the computer. Oh, in like not even a computer chair. You just had like one of the regular chairs. Jesus Christ. I am old. Oh, for the achievement I don't have from the original. Nominee. Yeah. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleagues show uneven effort to enroll poor. Business leaders pushing. 2013 though, man. That we didn't get that ending. Stanley 2013 when this game was released. Fucking almost a decade ago. Jeez. little Stanley.
Je suis dans la même horizon, seul sur la pluie de l'eau, et je n'attends plus que toi.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
This is legitimately great. I'm having nostalgia for a game that's forcing nostalgia on me. This is something amazing. Huh. Hold on. Stanley, the only other person of the year. Can't really see it. Design stuff. The choice, the doors. Title screen. What's down here? Memory zone maintenance. Steam. The buttons. God, yeah. This is dumb. I kind of hate that you're able to get these kind of emotions out of me. I guess it just proves like how good the game was. That you could do something like this.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley, but I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. That's really a compliment to this game in the way that it messes with it. Oh, not fully finished in that spot, still working on it? Yeah. The greatest wealth is memory. Jeez.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
It was pretty well reviewed. Ah, my face. Oh my God.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Kind of sounding a little self-important here, man. I mean, a game's a game. A good game's a good game, but it's still a game at the end of the day, you know? And again, you managed to get me feeling nostalgic for a game that I kind of played on a whim twice.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
I wonder if they
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Well, it was Jim Sterling, and that's not really Sterling, honestly. I shouldn't say too much, but yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
You sure about this, man? Hold on. I just want to see what's back here. Okay. I love when games do that, like, non-Euclidean geometry stuff, but...
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Yeah, manifesto's right.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
It doesn't.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. it is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. How do you rant about
doors for 12 hours?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These...
Nope.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over.
Yeah. How long has it been? I'm starting to get like Mr. Nobody vibes from Doom Patrol. I really shouldn't. but... Oh. Fire? I mean, this got dark really quickly. There was, like, legitimate, you know, remembrance and enjoyment and, like, looking back at that. Some real good nostalgia, and now I... Ah, shit. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course,
Okay. Drip. I'm glad I'm like somehow immortal and like haven't died yet.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
It's got real dark. Like, again, keep checking. Oh. Yeah, this thing was like around water. Now is it like submerged? It's leaking. It's leaking pretty bad. Yeah. Wow. So the whole pipe burst. We stood there and did nothing. Here, the outside. This got like psychological. Oh. Can we like grab the ladder, climb our way up, out? I mean, what did the pipes have to do to knock that down, really? Oh, yeah, it's definitely been a while. I'm just too invested at this point. What are those sounds? Is the clock even there anymore? It's still there. It's smashed. I may have to like play something else, because this is getting to me a little bit. Oh, it's uh-oh. Oh. before I leave forever, I want to see if I can press the button again. Oh, no. Yeah, that's where I'm leaving it off. God, that went weird. I'm sure there's more new stuff. I might do another run of this or something, but that was definitely something. So yeah, that's the Stanley Parable. That was pretty good. Alright, well, I'll try and stream a bit more often. I know I'm not getting any views, but, you know, thank you for watching this later, I guess. Have a